What's up, everyone? It's your girl Shay here, and I'm back with another video for you guys. And as you can tell, it's Wednesday, which means it's another episode of Nerd News. And for this week's episode, I have 3 things to talk about. One of them is Disney Plus, which came out today, the day that I'm recording this. 2, I'm talking about a new show that might be coming to Disney Plus, although it is truly, at this point, just rumored. And number 3, I'm talking about Pokemon Sword and Shield, the new game coming out from Pokemon onto the Nintendo Switch. So let's get started talking about some of these topics. First thing is Disney Plus. Now, Disney Plus has been talked about for months, and I believe about maybe like a month ago, if not maybe a little bit more than a month ago, Disney Plus basically showcased or told us what was going to be coming out on Disney Plus the day it comes out, which of course is November 12th. And it didn't disappoint. Disney Plus came out today on November 12th, and a lot of us are actually able to download the app before November 12th, so also like maybe like November 11th around like 11 p.m. But I know definitely around like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. we were actually able to download the app and actually be able to use it. And it was just a huge bunch of nostalgia. It had everything from Disney's original movies that came out on Disney Channel. It also had a lot of Disney Channel shows that we all love to watch, like Lizzie McGuire, Kim Possible. I know it also even had like Wizards of Waverly Place, and it also of course had a lot of the movies that we've known and loved, like The Lion King, Aladdin, as well as a lot of shows that I had kind of forgotten about, like Recess. Trust me, I'm so excited to watch Recess. And of course, it had things from new things coming out, like for Star Wars, it had The Mandalorian, which I know a lot of people have had a chance to check out. And of course, it had different sections for like Disney, Pixar. It also, of course, had Marvel, National Geographic, and I believe I'm probably forgetting, and Star Wars, of course. And basically, you could click on any of those categories and be able to choose things that you want to watch. And of course, there were a few hiccups. Now, I will say, at first I thought it was just me, because when I first got onto the app, I went on via my Apple TV. This was like around 5:30 in the morning, because I had just kind of woken up to get ready for work. And I did notice that there are moments of time where it would say that Disney Plus was having issues, or it wasn't loading all the movies that I was like looking at, trying to see what all was on there for their catalog. And it seems like at first, I thought it was just like my house and my Wi-Fi, but slowly throughout the day, I started to realize that a lot of people were actually having these issues. And Disney, of course, did address these issues, and they were working on the technical difficulties that were happening. Now, I'm not surprised about any of this, because, of course, a lot of people have been super excited about this application. So, of course, everyone was going to be using it day one. And Disney actually, to me at least, did a really good job. Their catalog had a lot of stuff. Now, that isn't to say that there wasn't some stuff that was missing. Of course, they don't have all the Marvel movies out. They don't have Thor Ragnarok on there. I know for a fact they don't have Black Panther on there. Neither is Avengers Infinity War on there, but they do have Avengers Endgame, which is kind of surprising. I do know that for myself, while I love all the nostalgia, I'm actually really excited about the new shows that they're going to be coming out with, mostly from Marvel, which actually won't come out, starting with the first one, which is, of course, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which doesn't come out until fall of 2020, and then so on and so forth from there, which actually, of course, leads me into my second topic, which is, of course, a new show that is rumored to be coming out on Disney Plus, and it is dealing with Marvel. So, of course, we all know about the other Disney, like, Marvel shows that are going to be coming out later on next year. Like I mentioned, Falcon and Winter Soldier. You also have WandaVision, you have Loki, Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, and you also have She-Hulk. And of course, those are like the Disney Plus shows that are going to be coming out, which they've actually already have said that watching those shows are going to directly correlate into the movies that they come out with. And of course, it's also going to have those characters are going to be introduced in these Disney Plus shows, but of course, they will carry on into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But one character got announced last week, which caused a bit of an uproar, and that is Ironheart. That's right, Ironheart. Now, Ironheart was first introduced in the Marvel comics, I believe in 2012, 13, 2015. Pretty, like, not exactly, not exactly a long time ago, but also not exactly fairly recent, something along those lines. And Ironheart is an African American girl that I believe was in Chicago, and she kind of takes on the Iron Man mantle. Basically, Tony Stark is her AI, similar to how Friday is or Jarvis is. And it seems like this happens after Captain Marvel punches Tony into a coma after the events of Civil War II. Now, I'm currently reading this comic book so I can catch up and so I can see what people are talking about regarding Ironheart. So a lot of people are actually really excited for her to come out just overall. And I do know that Robert Downey Jr. actually said that he would love Ironheart to be a part of the MCU, so I'm not surprised that they're doing it. This thing is, though, it caused a bit of an uproar on Twitter. So you had kind of mixed things people were saying. Some people themselves do not enjoy Ironheart as a character. They don't enjoy Riri Williams, who is Ironheart. They don't like her. They say she's kind of Mary Sue-ish. They don't like how she was written. And to that I say, she's probably going to be written very differently for the show, especially if the writers have read the comics and see where the issues lie with her character development in her series. I do know that in another series that she's written into, she's a lot better because a different writer took over. So we just have to see how that's going to play out. Another thing that a lot of people were saying is that it's too early to have a new Iron Man. And I actually kind of agree with this because, of course, all of us know about Iron Man's demise at the end of Endgame. So, of course, a lot of people are still, kind of hurting about that. And they're not ready for someone else to take on the Iron Man mantle. Which, like I said, I agree with. The only thing, though, is, of course, if Disney is hinting at this show, but there's nothing in development as far as saying that it's for sure, nor is there a release date. They're probably, if they do this show and listen onto Disney Plus, it's gonna be some years before it's actually released. And I feel like by that point in time, a lot of us may be a little bit more okay with them coming out with another character that's kind of going to take on the Iron Man mantle. Now, once again, she's not going to be Iron Man. She is Ironheart. She just kind of like slips into the role just a little bit, kind of, sort of, that kind of a thing. But yeah, that's what a lot of people have to say about it. That's kind of like what I think, though. I think that it will be okay because it's not like this show is coming out like next week. This show is probably not going to come out for some years. Like I say, maybe a good 3-4 years or so before we actually see it on TV. And I believe by that time, a lot of people may be okay with this. And the last thing that a lot of people were saying, though, about Riri Williams and about Ironheart is that they think Morgan Stark should be Ironheart, which I completely disagree with. And the main reason why I disagree with this statement is because of the simple fact that in the comic books, Riri Williams is African American. Morgan Stark, obviously, in the cinematic universe, is not. And also, Morgan Stark is 5 years old. And I'm sure that the writers or Marvel themselves are not going to do another time skip to make her older. Also, Morgan Stark is in the comics, but not as Tony Stark's daughter. Morgan Stark plays like another character, like Tony Stark's cousin or something. And he's not a very much well-known or well-liked character from what I've seen or from what I've heard. So I completely don't agree with this. The weird part is that a lot of the people I've seen saying that Morgan Stark should take on like the Ironheart mantle is because of the fact that she's his daughter. But I feel like that's really not enough reason to have someone take on the Iron Man mantle is just because they're their child. I don't agree with that. This is what I didn't agree with. Some people wanted Morgan Stark to take it over are the same people that are saying that Marvel needs to stick very true to the comics. And to that I say, you cannot pick and choose what parts of the comics get written into the Marvel Cinematic Universe and what parts are allowed to change. And to me, it's funny how these same people pick and choose certain aspects. So anything to me, from what I've noticed about these individuals, not saying who, but some of them are going based off of if it's a person of color or if it's a female and they feel okay with some stuff changing. But if it just so happens to be someone who's male or who's not a person of color, they feel like it should stick to the script. It shouldn't be written any differently, especially when you have a character whom is a person of color and whom is probably going to open up a role for another actress or also will open up a new like generation of young girls who will get interested in Marvel and in wanting to see more of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and so on and so forth. Pretty much just like how Black Panther did when Black Panther came out to theaters. A lot of people that went and watched the movie had never really watched a Marvel movie that much, but because they were seeing a character on screen that looks like them and a superhero, of course, a lot of people went out and saw it because there's very few characters of color that are superheroes. Not saying there aren't a lot, I'm just saying there's not as many that are actually on screen. I digress. I think Riri Williams should be Ironheart, and I also want it to be a young African American female who plays her. That's what I think. That's what I feel. And I feel like Marvel will handle this perfectly. There's so many other superheroes that Marvel has had that didn't start out that great in the comics, but were written a lot better for TV and for movies, and we've grown to love them. I believe this is what actually happened with Guardians of the Galaxy, although I might be incorrect about that, and I do apologize. But yeah, that's especially what I feel about it. But enough about Marvel and Disney. Last but not least, I'm going to be talking about Pokemon Sword and Shield. That's right, Pokemon Sword and Shield. The video game comes out this Friday, November 15th, and I'm here for it. I've already pre-ordered my copy. My copy is going to be Sword. My boyfriend got Shield. So I'm really excited to play it. Hopefully this is a Pokemon game that I will actually finish, because I didn't finish Let's Go Eevee either, or Pokemon Moon, or Pokemon X. So I've been on the same pattern for the past few Pokemon releases. Hopefully this is different. But I am really excited to play it. I also already know that my starter Pokemon is going to be the water one, because for some reason on most of the games that I've played, I almost always choose the water Pokemon, so I'm probably going to choose the water one for this one. I know there are a lot of leaks online about aspects of this game, but I haven't looked up any of the leaks, mostly because I don't want them to be true, because I don't want to spoil myself. I really want to truly be surprised while playing this game. But yeah, my questions for you guys are, what have you started watching on Disney Plus, if you started watching anything? I know for me, I was mostly watching the documentaries of like expanding the Marvel Universe, putting together the Avengers and everything else like that. And I also did watch Marvel's Captain America Civil War. I watched that movie on Disney Plus today. And mostly I was just trying to look through the catalog to see what they actually had and what I was interested in watching. And are you guys here for an Ironheart like TV show being released onto Disney Plus? Do you know my opinion about it? I want to know yours. And of course, did you go out and pre-order Pokemon Sword and Shield? Are you going to buy it when it comes out if you didn't pre-order it? And if you do choose to buy it, which version are you going to buy, Sword or Shield? I'm interested to know. But that's my video for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I have a new video out for you guys on Saturday. That one's going to take me a little bit longer to put together. It is my vlog of me watching My Hero Academia Season 2. I finished it today as of when I'm recording this video, so there's just a lot of stuff to put together, as well as other aspects, of course. But yeah, you guys will see that video on Saturday. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Of course, like always, I will leave links down below to all my social media accounts, Instagram, my Twitter, my blog as well, so please check me out on there as well. And of course, like always, I will see you guys soon. And like I always tell you guys, stay positive and be nerdy. Alright, you guys. Bye.